80% of people who make a New Year's resolution this year will fail to keep them. If you'd like to learn how to not be a part of that 80% statistic and reach and obtain your goals that you have for this year, make real change and be a part of that 20%, then like this video and let's go ahead and get into it. Hey there, my name is Cassidy. I am a homemaking mom of 7 kiddos, so I know a thing or two about time management and productivity. If you'd like to learn more about these things, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and let's go ahead and get into how we can make our goals achievable and attainable this year so that we can be a part of the 20% who sticks with it and not the 80% that will fail. Whether you're somebody who chooses a New Year's resolution, or maybe you pick a word for the year that you're gonna filter through and like have that the overarching goal for the year, or maybe you're like me and you have multiple goals in different areas of your life that you want to achieve and make change in. No matter which area that you find yourself in, this one trick is going to teach you how to reach your goals and be a part of that 20% of people who stick with it. I just had a goal planning session with my business mentor, and she taught me some things in how to map out my goals and certain ways to make your goals attainable and so that you will stick with them. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys today. You want to make your goals specific. I mean, like really down to the nitty-gritty specific. You want to make sure that they are obtainable. You do not want to make it so outrageous or so crazy that you will not be able to achieve it within the year. And you also want to make sure that it is time bound. These 3 things will help you narrow down your goals so that it is easier to obtain these things and stick with it, because you're very clear on what the goal is, how to achieve it, and the time frame that you have to achieve it. So for instance, to give you an example, you want to lose weight. Well, how much weight do you want to lose? When do you want to lose this weight by? Or let's say you want to be more productive. How do you want to be more productive? In what areas do you want to be more productive? What is it going to look like to be more productive in that area? What is the outcome? What is the end goal, right? You don't want it to be too broad that you can't actually track it or make a note that you are achieving it. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm more productive. Like how are you more productive? Or maybe you have a goal to earn a certain amount of money. Well, how much money would you like to earn? When would you like this done by? How much money a month would you like to create? What are you going to do? What is that going to look like? How are you going to create that? Those are the things that you want to be asking yourself when you're creating your list of goals or resolutions that you have for the new year. Now let's go ahead and break it down in how we're going to make these goals attainable, time-bound, and specific. And I'm going to go ahead and use some of my 2024 goals that I am creating for myself as an example to help give you guys just a more clear vision, because I know I am somebody, like I need it like painted out for me. Like I want a visual. I don't have a visual. I can show you guys my notebook, but this is like rough draft. I'm still figuring things out. There's still holes in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick a few goals that I have, lay it out for you so you can understand, and then just give you some pointers that you can use to create your own 2024 New Year goals. Okay. So one of my goals that I have for the new year is to lose 40 pounds. I know that it is a realistic and tangible goal to have, that I can actually lose 40 pounds in 1 year's time frame. And I'm going to go ahead and break it down. Okay, there's 52 weeks in a year. So I need to lose a little over, it's like 0.7 pounds a week. So I'm just going to say a little over ½ pound a week. Okay, so I need to, like, that's the goal, lose 40 pounds, but I need to lose a little more than ½ pound a week, which is totally doable and is a safe and healthy weight to lose per week. I've already done my research. Okay, and then now that I have my goal, okay, 40 pounds, a little more than ½ pound a week. Now, how am I going to do that? So I want to make sure that I am working out 3 to 4 times a week. This is going to challenge me a little bit. I'm gonna have to step it up because I may be doing 1 or 2 right now. So there's room for improvement, but I know that realistically, I can't work out more than like 5 times a week. It's just not gonna, it's not something that is attainable for me in my season currently right now. So I'm going to work to make sure that I can get 3 to 4 workouts in a week. If I can work out more, great, but I'm setting myself the goal, very specific, right? It's time bound, it's within the week. I need to get 3 to 4 workouts out in 1 week. And then another point for me to help me do that is I want to drink more water. What does that look like? I want to drink 3 to 4 of my cups of water. I have like a, I don't know, it's like a Stanley, but it's a knockoff version. I think it's 42 ounces of water. So I want to drink 3 to 4 of those a day. That's something that I can track. It's tangible. I can do that. And it's a day, like, right? It's time bound there. I have 1 day to drink 3 to 4 of these cups of water. And then the last part is to eat cleaner meals, less processed foods, and I want to up my protein. So making sure that I'm eating my protein first, that every meal has protein in it. Those are things that I'm going to do to help me reach that main goal, right? I have the 1 goal, but I have 3 things that I'm going to do to help me meet that 1 goal. All of them are specific, all of them are time bound, and I'll probably, as far as the protein and all of that, I'm going to figure out how much protein I need per day, and then I can figure out like how many for meals. Like I said, I still have some holes in this, but I'm just trying to give you some examples and ideas so that way you will be able to set up your goals in a way that is going to make them tangible and reachable, that you can stick with it, and it's not going to be overwhelming, and it's not going to be like too broad that you're not going to be able to achieve it, if that makes sense. Okay, so then my personal goal, I would like to read 20 books this year. I do enjoy reading, but I want to be more deliberate in how much I'm reading. I think that not enough people read, and that's okay, but I want to read 20 books a year in this year. So what is that going to look like? How many books do I need to read a month? It's about 1.5 books that I'll have to read per month. Okay, so now I know I need to read at least 1.5 books per month to be able to reach that goal, right? Time bound. It gives me a specific amount of books that I have to read in that time frame. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to use Audible, and I'm going to carry my book. If it's a physical book, I'm going to carry that book with me everywhere I go. So that way, if I have time to sit, I could be reading a book. If we're doing homeschool lessons, then and I have time to be able to read, I can go ahead and grab it. If I'm going to an appointment, I can have it there to read a little bit, because it's all going to add up. Even if you can only get in 5, 10, 15 minutes of reading, it's all going to add up and get me to that point. And then I'm also going to have a goal of reading 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes at night before I go to bed. Not only will that help me wind down and get me away from screens, which is something that I'm trying to get away from. That's also part of the goal. But I'll be able to have deliberate time that I'm going to be able to sit. And I'm hoping I can actually read more than 20 books, but my goal is 20 books. So if I get more in, that's great. If not, that's totally good too. My goal is 20. I'm setting it very specific and attainable. I can read at least 1.5 books, I think, a month. And I'm going to use these certain tools or steps to help me get to that point. Okay, third example is in my marriage category, and I can go ahead and give you guys examples, or I can tell you which categories I have in my goal setting, I don't know, notebook planner thing that I'm like mapping out right now, is marriage. Marriage is the third one. I'm going to give you an example, and just so you guys can understand, it doesn't have to be like business, financial, health, whatever. It can also be like in your relationships, in your family, friendships, hospitality, things like that. For one of my goals in my marriage category is to have a quarterly meeting where my husband and I will sit together for a few hours and be able to go over any goals, tasks, things that we need to go over, talk about, finances, that kind of stuff, and that we're doing it quarterly. So every 3 months, we're gonna sit down. So how am I going to make sure that we're getting a quarterly meeting in? Well, I'm gonna make sure that I'm planning it on our schedules. Like, I'm gonna look and I'm gonna figure out, okay, this date in this month, this date in this month, this date in this month. Put it in our planners so that we're both aware of it, we're both tracking it. That's one step that I'm going to. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes to make sure. I'm gonna have a notebook that I am writing the things that I need to talk to him about, things that we need to discuss, goals we're hitting, goals we still need to work on, things like that. Like, I'm gonna have a notebook running where I can keep notes of the things that are coming up or that are worth celebrating, any of those things that we can sit down and have that conversation. And then the third thing that I'm going to do to make sure that we're having this quarterly meeting is a week prior to the meeting, I'm going to make sure that we are set up for success to have it undistracted, focused time, whether that means we're going on a date night outside of the house, the kids are in bed, we have a babysitter, something, that meals are taken care of. All of those things are in place the week before the meeting to make sure that it happens, that it's undistracted, and that we get it done. So those are my three options. Those are my 3 examples of goals and how I've made them specific, attainable, and time-bound. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna have your areas. I'm gonna go ahead and share mine in just a minute, just stick with me. But you want to have, in each category, you wanna have 3 goals, okay? It's not overwhelming. I'm sure that you have probably more goals in one area, but I just want you to start simple, 3 goals. And in each category, you're gonna have those 3 goals. And under those 3 goals, you're going to have 3 steps to obtain them that are specific and time bound. Again, you want to keep it all specific and time bound so that you can reach that. So just as my example, I had, like, under my marriage category, quarterly meeting, right? That's one of the goals in our marriage category. And then I had the 3 steps that I was going to take to make sure that this goal was met. And this is something that is going to be, like, you can track this, you can see that you're doing it, you are able to make sure that you are achieving this goal or that you are finding success in completing that goal. If this video has been helpful at all, if you've gotten any value from it, would you please give it a like? That really helps me out. And also go ahead and comment down below. Let me know that it is helpful or this is something that you're interested in and would like more videos about, because that's the only way I'm gonna know. Okay, so here are my categories that I have for my 2024 goals. As you can see, like, there's still some holes I'm still figuring out. But I put my goals, this is rough draft. I'm like gonna create a vision board because that's just something, I'm a visual person, I like to see it. And I wanna be able to, like, check it off and stuff and make it pretty. Categories are in black, goals are in pink, and then the steps that I'm gonna take are in blue, just to help break it down. And my categories are personal. So for goals that I have under my personal, it's read 20 books. I would like to take 2 solo vacations or attend a retreat. And then I want to also attend 2 business seminars or some kind of workshop to help me grow in my skills and knowledge. For my financial, I would like to pay off all of our bad debt. I want to earn $5,000 extra a month on top of my husband's income. And then I would like to create a savings account with 3 months of expenses saved up. That one might be a little big for us, but it's really gonna challenge me, and I will just be happy if we even have 2 months. And then I have marriage as a category, family as a category, home as a category, and homeschool. These are the areas that matter the most to me, that I want to pour into, invest in, that I have goals for. I'm sure there's other areas and things that I want to do. Those are the categories that I really want to focus on and make sure that I am taking steps to get better in. Okay, I know this isn't ideal, but my battery literally died and I don't have a backup yet. So I'm using my phone, lighting isn't great, I'm sorry. So I just wanna go ahead and remind you that you wanna make it tangible, that it's doable, it's something that you can achieve and get done this year. You wanna make sure it's specific, that it is time bound. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys got any value out of it, you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more as far as like time management, running your house efficiently and effectively. Here is a video about time management and how we as stay-at-home moms and homemakers can do those things. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!